morning, dear students. How are you? You know, this is your EVS period. We have already completed two chapters from geography, that is, our Earth and our solar system, as well as the motions of the Earth. Right? So, today we are going to start a chapter from history. The first topic, that is, what is history? The lesson is given in your history book. The name of the book is How We Came to Be. Okay, that is EVS part 2. So let us start the first lesson. What is history? Children, this is very easy topic. I am going to read the lesson and simultaneously I will be explaining. Okay, if you have the book, please open first lesson, page number 1. What is history? If you don't have the book, I have given the photos of the chapter, so you can read the photo or you can see the photo and read the content of the photo. Okay, so see what are we going to learn in this topic. 1.1 History, a science that tells us about events in the past. 1.2 The scientific method of history. 1.3 History and us. 1.4 The past and the future. Okay, so these are the four contents which we are going to learn in this topic. Let us start with the first content. 1.1 History, a science that tells us about events in the past. So you must have understood by the sentence, history is a science which tells us about the events which are happened in the past. Okay, let us read. Last year in Standard 4, we studied the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mission of establishing Swaraj. The time before the birth of Shivaji Maharaj was about 400 years before now, or in other words, the time 400 years ago. Okay, so do you remember last year we have learned history of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? Yes, you must be remembering it. For our convenience, we divide time in different ways. Often we use words like now, some time ago, after some time, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. Isn't it, children? We use these words, right? What are the words we use? Now, some time ago, after some time, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. Right? When we use these words, we are actually measuring time in our minds. Now, today, and this year are the terms that indicate the present. Isn't it? See, when we use the word now, or we use the word today, or we use the word this year, what does it indicate? It indicate the present time, correct? Then, some time ago, yesterday, and last year are terms that indicate the past, right? So, the words like some time ago, okay, or yesterday, or last year, these are the words or these are the terms that indicate the past or the time which is already over. Okay, then after some time, tomorrow, and next year are the words that indicate the future, right, children? So the words like after some time, or tomorrow, or next year, these words indicate the future, that is the time which is going to come, correct? The time that has already gone by is the past. You all know this. The time which is already gone by, which is already over, is called as past. The time that we are in now is the present. Right, children? The time which is going on right now is the present. The time that is yet to come is the future, isn't it? So, the time which is going to be there will be the future. The past includes many events that have already taken place. For example, if you are 10 years old today, it means that the event of your birth happened 10 years ago in the past. Similarly, after 10 years from now, that is in future, you will be 20 years old. The time gone by between today and the day of your birth is your past. The past in the life of a person. So, have you understood? If you are 10 years old today, that means before 10 years you are born, right? So, the period from that day till today is the past. Today is the present. And after 10 years, you will be 20 years old. You will be in college. You will be studying something else, or you will be doing some service job, and that will be the future. Correct? So, see this picture. In this picture, everything is clearly shown. See, a baby is born, that is the past. Okay? Or you can assume that it is you. So, you have born before 10 years, that is the past. Then right now you are school going children, so this is the present, that is today. And in future, when you will be 20 years old, you will be in some college studying something else, you will be getting your degree, and you will be joining some service or job, that is the future. Have you understood? The science that tries to understand past event is called history. So children, in simple words, the science that tries to understand past events is called as history. Okay? Let us see the next part of the lesson, 1.2, the scientific method of history. Have you understood what is history? History is a science that tries to understand the events which are already happened in past. Okay? Now, in standard 3 and 4, as part of environmental studies, we have become acquainted with various sciences. The special characteristic of all these sciences is that their facts or evidence can be tested in experiments, which can be repeated anywhere, anytime. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called the scientific method. So, have you understood the meaning of this paragraph? They are saying in third and fourth, we have seen different sciences. Okay. The special characteristic of all these sciences is that the facts or evidences can be tested by the experiment. As you know, when you are learning science, and if you are learning something, then that can be taught by an experiment. An experiment can be done again and again and again. Okay, so we can understand the science by doing the experiments, right? The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called scientific method. So scientific method means what? That a method of using a number of different tests, okay, test or experiments, to determine or to understand whether the evidence is really true or not. Okay, this is called a scientific method. There are many things that happen since our birth that we may not know about. However, our grandparents or parents or others often tell us amusing stories of our childhood. Those stories are a part of their memory. However, when different people tell us about the same event, we find differences in their narrations, right? So, when you were small, what you were doing? This all stories you must have heard by your grandparents or by your parents or even by your relatives. But when you hear the same story by your parents, there is some difference. When you hear the same story by your relatives, there is some difference. Okay, so these differences are the part of their narrations, but the main story remains same. That is what the history. Okay, it makes us wonder which one is right. We need to examine the details of each narration carefully to decide the correctness of the fact. So, when many people are telling us same story about our childhood, we feel that there are different parts in a story, and then we try to examine the details of each narration. Why do we do this? to decide the correctness of that fact. Okay, same thing is happening in history. See, it is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the event that have happened in the past. Are you understanding the difference, children? In science, we can do the same experiment again and again. Whereas in history, we cannot do the experiment, because what is the history? History is the thing which is already happened in past, which is already happened long, long ago. So that thing cannot be repeated again. Are you understanding? Therefore, the method of presenting history is different from that of other sciences. The other sciences can be done by doing the experiments, but history cannot be done by doing the experiment. It is already over. The same thing or the same incidents cannot be repeated. Even so, history uses the scientific method at every stage, namely, while looking for and collecting evidence, examining the evidence, and while putting it together. So, you understood? History uses the scientific method. Which is that method? At every stage, while looking for and collecting evidences, examining the evidences, and while putting them together. Okay, when required, help is also taken from other sciences. That is why history is considered to be a scientific discipline. History is not written solely on the basis of imagination. Many a times it is said that history is only imagination. No, it's not correct. Many evidences are been checked out, they are been tested, okay, and then some sequence of the incidences is put and then history is started. Ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories, and song remembered over many generations, etc., are the sources of history. So, you understood ancient objects, okay, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories, and songs remembered over many generations are the sources of history. So, see, some pictures are given here. These are the old coins. Okay, then do you see below? These are the old books and manuscripts. Okay, then these are the old pots, even old copper plates. So what are these? By these we come to know about the period which was going on before. Okay, by seeing certain things we come to know which period was going on, and in that period what all things were used by the man. So these things are called as sources of history. Okay. The sources of history are of three types. First, material sources. Second, written sources. And third, oral sources. Okay. So the sources of history are of three parts. Okay. There are three types. What are the types? One is material sources, second is written sources, and third is oral sources. In order to find out what happened in the past and how it happened, evidence available from all these sources is collected and thoroughly examined to determine its reliability. Okay, so all these sources are gathered together. People gather these sources together, evidences which are available, and then from all these sources they examine everything thoroughly, okay, and then they decide whether it was really available or whether it was really was there or not. The reliability of the things can be checked by these sources. With the help of the evidence that stands these tests, past events are put in a proper sequence and a historical account is written. So you understood? With the help of all these evidences, the test and the past events are put in a proper sequence, and then historical account or historical incidents is written. This is called a scientific method. So have you understood what is scientific method? For today, we are going to stop here. Very small part or very short part of the lesson is left, which we will complete in next period. Okay, so for today I am giving you the activity: find out the history of any fort which you like. Okay, so you have to gather the information, right, and then write at least 10 to 12 lines about that fort. I hope you have understood the lesson. Okay children, thank you. The rest part of the lesson we will see in next period.